The broadcast of a CNN report on migrant slave markets in Libya has sparked global discourse on the state of illegal migrants trapped in Libya in their quest to make it to Europe. Humans sold for as low as $400. The pathetic story of Victor, a young Nigerian from Edo State, is a proof of the authenticity of the allegations.
I was sold. What happened? On my way coming, I was sold. Merciless beating. If you look at most of people here, if you check their body, you see the mark, they're beating. With the electric, even your boot or they took something like a sharp object. Understand? Most of them lost their life there. I was there, the person who came to buy me give me my money. They take me out home. So the money was not even much.
It is a long way home for Victor, and so is it for many more West Africans who, like him, are trapped in hell. Nigerians reportedly constitute a large number of the slaves being sold in Libya. The world is enraged, rising up against humans in cages sold as pieces of merchandise. Meanwhile, Libyan authorities reportedly say they are ignorant of the situation. Ordinary Libyans have, however, responded with pictures. They are posting selfies on internet portraying happy relationships with other Africans. A clear contradiction of the testament of those directly involved.
Working the work, they will be beating you when you are working the work. I'm doing your work. They will be maltreating us.
Nigeria is still dealing with the unfortunate death in the Mediterranean of 26 teenage girls on the usual sea route to Italy. Now it is slave trade. What are the issues arising? Is it a question of human rights violation? How should Nigeria and the world deal with this? And why do Nigerians continue on this trip to perdition, even as more Nigerians are brought back home daily from Libya?
But, you know, the Libya slave trade situation, everybody knows what is going on there. All right? And the whole world is speaking against the Libya slave trade something. But the church slave trade, nobody is speaking against it. We are having slave trade in the church. The churches are taking advantage of members. They are turning them into slaves. Just check. Okay, if you are a church member in Africa, you cannot even speak to your pastor. You cannot stand before your pastor and speak your opinion and speak your mind. Because that is how a slave must behave before the master. Before the slave master must be quiet. A slave, before the slave master, must not look in the eye of the slave master. A slave must always bow down before the master. A slave is always working to bring the money to the master. And that is what the Pentecostal churches have done to our people. Pentecostal churches these days in Africa, they are now slave plantation. People go to work from Monday to Friday and bring money to them on Sundays. And then you cannot talk. You don't have a right. You don't have voting power. If they use the money to build anything, you cannot send your children there. If they buy a plane, you will never ride in that plane. If they build a school, you will never be able to go to that school. It is modern slavery. What are they receiving? They will say, oh, the man is anointed. Okay, if the man is anointed, I agree. But the blessing, who is it coming from? From the man or from God? Is it not God that is blessing you? So you worship God, not man. But what we have is human worship. People worship. They are worshiping pastors. Because pastors are now the gods that are in these churches. Let's look at this one here. It's modern slave trade. This is the pastor here, Okafu they call him. So he just arrived somewhere and see the man. Grown-up men standing on their feet, kneeling on their feet, just because the man came. Who is he? I mean, he's a small young guy. He's nobody, he's nothing. And then for people to be behaving like that because they are seeing him as their master. He is their master. He is their Lord. They are seeing him as the Lord. And this guy is a small boy, nobody. But that is the culture right now. Since you are a Geo, you must be worshipped. Since you are a Geo, people must worship you. What are they singing? and he's enjoying it. These are mini gods now. And I think that's the governor or somebody going to meet them or whoever he is. I don't know. But these people are being treated like mini gods. I mean, what is this? Why? I mean, this is against, this is what we spoke about yesterday. Is the direct opposite of what Jesus said. I mean, do you remember in the Bible when they tried to bow down before Peter? He went down before the man and, you know, went down and picked them up. Said, don't do that to me. You know, can you come? Let me narrate to you the situation with Peter. Peter is no, stand up. I mean, so he stood up. Peter stood up and raised him together. No, don't bow down to me. When they tried to bow down to Barnabas and Paul, they said, no, don't do it. They tore their clothes. I said, don't worship us. We are human beings like you. We are brothers. We are the same like you. But our pastors here, our men here, you see, our pastors, they are swimming in it. They want people to be slaves. They are enjoying the slavery. The church slavery is the most horrible slavery. This church slavery that is happening in Africa now is worse than the Libya slavery. Because this church slavery, you don't even know you are a slave. In the church slavery, you don't know you are a slave. In the church slavery, you are doing it even with all your joy, with passion. You are even happy that you are a slave. And you are bringing all your money to that church. The man is not working. No, pastors don't work in Nigeria. Most pastors don't work. It is the slaves that sustain them. It is the slaves that will provide enough money for them to send their children to university, to send their children abroad, to go for medical checkups abroad. The children, the slaves, the members who are slaves, they provide everything. They bring the money, they bring the everything, and the man will even buy private jets. He will build mansions, and he will be saying, I'm the one who built it. So he will not even remember the slave that worked to work for something. The slaves that make the money, the slaves that are bringing the money every Thursday, every Friday, every Sunday, every Wednesday, they don't even remember them. In fact, they don't even allow these children of the slaves to go to that church later on. I heard that there is a church in Nigeria where the maids, what do they call the maids? The house girls, house workers, they are not even allowed into the congregation where the big slaves are. The people who are allowed into the congregation, you can see the video. The people who are allowed, let us look for it. The people who are allowed into the congregation, the maids are kept outside, but the ones who are allowed, the house helps, the house helps are kept outside, but even the ones that are the masters that are kept inside, they don't know that they themselves are slaves. The masters that are allowed to enter inside that building, they themselves are slaves. Only they think that their own slavery is better than the ones of the maids. So the maids and the drivers cannot be in the same slave hall like themselves. But they don't even know that they are slaves too. Because even those people who are church members, they cannot talk when they see this man. They cannot say their mind. They cannot look in the eyes of these pastors. They cannot, speak their opinion. They cannot argue with them. They cannot, say, I mean, they are slaves. They cannot refuse to pay their tithe and offering. Otherwise, they will even lose their position of slaves. So pastors in Nigeria now are using the name of God to enslave people. They enslave them mentally. That is the greatest form of slavery. The pastors in Nigeria, in Africa, in the name of God, they take care of people's mind and enslave them mentally and make them into slaves. You see, what I was reading, can you make it bigger? Mates are not permitted to enter church auditorium to worship in RCCG's Lekki branch. Nigerian man claims, you see. I thought we could have the video. I saw a video on Facebook one time talking about it. But let's see other videos there that you have that will tell us about the fact that today in churches, we have slaves. Pastors have become slave owners. They now see church members as slaves. And even some of the church members are happy that they are slaves. So let's go and share this message. Let's go and share the message both on YouTube and Facebook. And let's spread the word. Yeah, please.
There are men of God that is already jealous of you. It's true, man. And they are already spoiling your name. And they are saying things that is not true. Can I say this? Can I say this? Talk to me. You have not even started. There is a new level that you're about to enter. That will shock people around you. Hey, are you jealous of this brother prophecy? Are you jealous?
You see the way they mesmerize people? Let me show the picture of with the man crying. You see the way they mesmerize them? They don't even know he was where he was raising up his hand. Where is it? Yeah. Where is it? He's happy. Yeah, this is it. This is the one I wanted. No. You see? Yeah, this is it. You see the guy is happy. You know how the man, this other man, show the man, show the prophet. This man here is using prophecy to cajole his victim. He's using prophecy in the name of prophecy. He's already enslaving the mind of that guy. He's enslaving his mind through so-called prophecy. So in the name of prophecy, once they say God said something, they tell you some bad things or some good things and say God is the one saying it. So you just surrender. So they now bring you under their power. They now bring you under their lordship as if they are your Lord. That is what's happening in Africa. Let's keep on showing it.
There is a new level that you're about to enter. That will shock people around you. Hey, are you jealous of this brother prophecy? Are you jealous? Are you jealous? Are you jealous? Look at. That you may know that I'm a true prophet of God. Come from now to the next 6 months. You are coming back to testify with pictures. Because I'm seeing you coming to testify with pictures. Because there's going to be an explosion that you cannot handle.
I won't even feel the stadium, man of God, in the second.
Stop.
Now hear this.
You see, it is all manipulation. You know, he's telling him some good things, and the man is already crying. He's already giving up. He's already submitted himself. He's already, totally sold out. And that is how they imprison the minds of our people. They imprison the minds of our people through their so-called miracle, their pseudo miracles that is never really miracle. Through their lights and their dressing and their charisma, they are using that to make the people. The worst form of slavery is when you yourself submit. Because when a slave is fighting against his slave owner, that slave will not be slave for too long. That slave will get freedom. But when a slave himself surrenders his will, that is the highest form of slavery that is possible. That is the highest form of slavery. So this is another form of slavery, and that is the highest form of slavery that our people are using. I told you about Harriet Tubman in America, the woman who said, I saved 1,000 slaves. I could have saved 2,000 slaves. But if they had known that they are slaves, that if those slaves had known that they were slaves, I could have saved more than 1,000 slaves that I saved. But I was only able to save 1,000 slaves because the rest of the slaves don't even know that they were slaves. Okay, let's look at this.
The Bible says, oh yes, the Bible says, oh yes, I did not come to you, oh yes, with enticing words, oh yes, I rather came to you with a demonstration of power.
Oh, yeah.
Can I demonstrate the power here? Hey, you. Hey, you, come here. I am hearing a name.
Yes, I did.
I'm hearing a name.
Yes, Papa.
I hear Nathaniel.
Yes, I'm Nathaniel, Papa.
Your name is Nathaniel.
Yes, Papa.
Your name is Nathaniel.
Stop. You see the way they are mesmerizing our people? I know how this thing is done. There is somebody that called me, firsthand, a pastor, that was related to this man, that was under this man's relationship, under this man's something. And he said, what happens is that they send somebody else to go and get all the information about that person. But the man of God himself will not come out, but he asked his assistant that have interviewed you, that have spoken to you, that know exactly where he's going to sit in the hall. They have interviewed him, they have told him everything, and the man knows everything. So they are just using lies to mesmerize people. So the man is thinking, I've never seen you before, I'm seeing you here for the first time, and your name is Nathaniel. Yes, Nathaniel. And that is how these so-called miracles are happening.
I was taken in the spirit.
Yes, Daddy.
Do I know you, sir?
No, Papa.
Ever met you before?
No, Papa.
You went to them on a paper?
No, Papa.
Or you spoke to the pastors?
No, Kulu,
Oh,
no,
hello?
No, Kalala.
No, Kulu, no, Kalala.
Yes, Papa.
Because when I look at you, sir, I am seeing angels around you.
Yes, Daddy.
But I'm asking these angels.
You see, that is the strategy. Hello? That is the strategy right there. They give you some so-called prophecies. They come with some revelations. But those are the things they use to mesmerize you. Those are the things they use to enslave your mind. That is the process of enslaving the mind. They promise you miracles. They promise you wonders. They tell you that they show you some arranged miracles like this. They go and get some people that they have prepared, who have gotten information about you. If it is really true, if this man is really true, let him bring him to you, give him some. It's very easy to unlock these lies. But if it is true, let him tell us where Boko Haram is keeping our children. If it is true, the government of Nigeria will worship him forever. Let him tell us where Boko Haram is keeping the children. If you have been watching our videos and maybe you enjoy them, maybe you don't enjoy them, but still, we need you to help us spread the word. And for that to happen, we only need you to take 5 little steps. Please help us spread this word by liking the video. Then, if you have not yet subscribed to our channel, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel. We also need you to press the notification button, and the way to do that is to click on the bell. You see the bell there? Click on it. Then, of course, leave your comments. Let's know what you're thinking about each video. And finally, we need you to go and share the word. Share this video on your Facebook timeline, on your Instagram, and every other platform that you have. All right? Let's win the world for Christ. Thank you so much. Peace.